Thank you. I feel like I'm at home. I was actually worried for a while when I knew I would resist of, I'm going back to America, and I had the fear that people in America would think I was anti-America, and that's of course not the case. I'm just anti-war. And I feel really blessed to come back to the States after so long, and everywhere I go, I find wonderful people. It was in my view, it was my opportunity to give back, to finally do something for the country that had done so much for me. My parents brought me when I was 4. They're hardworking people. They're still working. My mom cleans homes in West Los Angeles. My dad delivers medicine in Century City, Beverly Hills. And, I was the person that never got in trouble anywhere. So when I came into the military, I saw it as like a stepping stone, as something that would allow me to achieve great things. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be imprisoned at one point. But as my wife mentioned, that did happen. And I never, when the war started, I didn't question, is this right, is this wrong? I always trusted, well, at that point, I trusted that our government would do what was in the best interest of not just soldiers, but the whole country. And unfortunately, I shouldn't say it that way. I came to realize during my first year in the Army that I was a conscientious objector. And it's something the Army has a hard time swallowing because it's an all-volunteer Army. How is it possible, in their view, that, you came voluntarily and now you don't want to be in? It must be that, you're scared. But I can assure you that fear had nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, I felt scared. It was scarier, standing up and telling my superiors, I'm not going, than being in Iraq, actually walking the streets. So I knew I was a conscientious objector and I should speak out, and I finally did. And I deployed anyway. This was in 2004. And when I left to go to the Middle East, in my mind and my heart, it was clear to me that I was a medic and I was there to help people. And even though in the modern Army we have today, a medic is just, an infantryman that has some medical skills. That's how it is today. It used to be different. It used to be that the medic didn't have a weapon. But now things have changed. And in my mind, I would never hurt someone in Iraq. And that happened. I didn't hurt anyone. I never put munitions in my weapon when I was on guard duty or while I drove around in Humvees. And some people might think I'm crazy. That was my way of coping with it. But when I returned, I decided I could never go back because from day one, we're told, we hear this thing about we're there to help people, but the reality, for me, it was very different. As soon as we got there, my comrades, officers, said disturbing things. For example, one of the medical officers there that was leaving, one of the officers we were replacing, he had been there a year, and he told us, he sat down with the new medics, and he told us, guys, if you have these ideas of following Geneva Conventions, you got to wipe that out of your mind because it's different here. This is the real deal. And you guys, you're going to be in the front. So that, stuck with me, and I thought, at any point I could have thrown away my CO application and said, you know, I'm going to tough it out. You know, this is what I signed up for. This is what I got to do. But what I saw there was that we weren't, you know, we weren't there for the best interests of people. We weren't there just helping people. And that officer actually went further, and he told us, you know, you have to make sure that everyone you go out with, you know, all the other infantrymen, they have it clear in their minds that when they go out there and they use their weapons, they got to finish the job, because if they don't, then it's more work for you. So in his mind, you know, to save us doing our job, the medical job, you know, so our lives is easier. Hey, let's go out and destroy all these people. That way, you know, it's less sweat off our back. You know, people at Iraq vets know how it is there, and you can see the images, and that's tragic. And I'm not gonna fill your minds with what is taking place. It doesn't take a resistor to share with you how this is hurting humanity, how the effects of what's taking place is not hurting just you and me and a family and other families. The devastation is just many times fold every day, just damaged. My wife was saying that it's not easy resisting. It really isn't. The military has a system where it's hard to speak out. You know, they pat you in the back every time you do good, and when you say you're a resistor, you're their worst enemy. And I've been really blessed, and I want to encourage you that I know that you're against war and you're against this conflict that is taking place. It's very important that we help resistors. Even people that don't resist in the military right now, they are depressed, they're overwhelmed, they're sick and tired. They just want to come home. I mean, even the hardcore infantrymen have told me, you know, what are we doing there? It's now that I'm back, I've been sharing my experience with young people. I think that it's key that, you know, we focus on their future. We can't give them the image that, you know, for you to do good in life and go to college, you have to, you know, sign up and do whatever it is your country tells you, even though you may not like it, you may disagree. People should know, our young people need to be educated. I see some today here. I know they want good things for our country, and we need to make sure that we set the steps, we make the right steps now. We set the tone for what our future will be like. Thank you for supporting me. Just my legal costs till today are like $30,000. From what I've spent so far, my case could drag a lot longer. And without the help of supporters, an enlisted person like myself has no chance of fighting this huge machine. So thank you so much.
We support War Resistors. They're our brothers. They're our sisters. We support War Resistors. They're our brothers. They're our sisters. We support War Resistors. They're